Hey everyone, Ashley from Career in STEM here. I started homeschooling this past January with my two kids. They're ages 6 and 8. They're also in the background and may or may not be loud as I'm trying to do this. But I wanted to put together a video series about homeschool STEM. For those of you who don't know me yet, I am a curriculum developer. I own careerinstem.com, which is used by over 3 million students worldwide. So I've been doing this for almost 10 years now, lots of different capacities of STEM education, and I thought it would be helpful for me to put this video together to show you what I do with my own kids in homeschool. So the first thing is the most important thing, which is why this is the first in this video series, which is organization and routines. So I have 3 tips, and I'll be showing you our STEM classroom as examples for each of the tips. So here we go with number 1. Tip number 1 in terms of homeschool organization and routines is to, as much as possible, do what works best for your kids. So I am pretending I am one of my kids coming down from upstairs from their bedrooms. They like to do school first thing in the morning, so that's what we do. So they wake up very early. Typically, the time is 6:30 a.m. And they come in and they get their work done, and then they're on their way for the rest of the day. So here is our classroom, and I'll explain each piece as it relates to our tips. Second tip is make sure everything is easy to see. I like the way that this classroom, that I've already organized my classroom, because everything is easy to see. Everything that they need to grab or that they use often is at the bottom row. So because they're pretty little still, they can reach everything that they need. They don't need my help to get stuff. Anything I don't want them to get hold of, such as my microscope or any of my expensive equipment, is up more. Also, out of sight, out of mind, I find that having it out in the open, just on these bare shelves, reminds me that it's there and I'm more apt to use it. So making sure it's easy to see is an important part of our homeschool organization technique. Third tip is making sure that you have a specific area for each kid where everything they need is and always is. So in my case, what I've done is each kid has their own basket. So this is my daughter's right here. This is my son's right there. And everything they need for their school day is always there. That includes pencils. So gone is the I can't find a pencil, so I can't do my work excuse. Their tip sheets, their flashcards for vocab, and their workbooks and everything that we use as part of our daily curriculum. My son's is the same way, just has different stuff in it. I got these baskets at Michael's. I really like them because they can fit so much stuff. They're excellent, and I love them. Another piece related to making sure every kid has their own thing is I also use these buckets, which I got. They're just cardboard foldable ones I got at Walmart. So my son has his own box, my daughter has her own box, and this is where I put things like their multiplication charts, other workbooks that we don't use as often. In the case of my daughter, she works really quickly through her math, so this is where I store things that she just didn't need to do because she already got it, but we'll probably use it as a review over the summer. Or sometimes I just pull stuff out of here randomly to make sure she remembers it. And then these other boxes are mine of books that I use, and I'll make an entire video about the curriculum that I use. One more piece to show how I arrange our daily routine in terms of having specific spaces for each kid is I create little packets, little work packets. So this is the magic of math curriculum. And again, I'll do an entire video about the curriculum that I use, the curricula that I use, but this is a good way to show how it works in terms of routines. So these are day of the week cards that I just downloaded. It was a free download on Teachers Pay Teachers. And a week ahead of time, just print out everything that we need for our curriculum, for our activities for the week. And I put the thing on it on the day that she's going to do it in this case. And then I just stick it in her box. I usually just paper clip it to her workbook because she'll do the worksheet packet. It's usually some type of game. It's not usually worksheets. So this one, it's a game. You can't really tell from just looking at it, but we'll do the game of some sort. And then she does her workbook for her ELA. So another way that I use that routine of every day you come to your basket, It's very clear what your work is supposed to be. She takes it and she just does it here at our table. So related is I like to have a specific space that's devoted to classwork and school stuff. In the back here, you can also see my office. So literally everything we need for school or work is in this one room. And for me, that's really important. I like to just have my house be my house, my safe space where I don't have to think about or look at school and work. And that's what I can accomplish by having everything in this one room. Tip number 3, and my last one, is to creatively use all of your space. So here at the bottom of this area, we have where I keep the kids' work just as a showcase. Over here on the window, I have an area that I use for task cards. We don't do this every day, but sometimes, especially for my son, I'll have him take something out of the envelope. In this case, it's just a quick division problem. He works on it, and then he puts it in the appropriate envelope, little packet, to show that he did it, and just do a quick little activity. This is a multiplication one, similar. So it's a window, but it's very much part of our homeschool organization space. So using your space as creatively and wisely as you can goes a long way. Which brings me to our last piece, which is our wall of posters and anchor charts. I find anchor charts to be very beneficial. It goes towards developing those self-directed learning skills. So it's something quick and easy that the kids can look at and refer to. When we were learning about angles, if he didn't remember which was a right angle, I would tell him just go look at the poster. So my goal as a homeschool teacher to my children is to work myself out of a job, to help them get so good at figuring things out for themselves that they don't need me anymore. And these anchor charts help me do that, along with the way I've organized things so that they know what they are expected to do and they can do it on their own without me having to tell them all the time. So I hope you found some helpful tidbits in this video. If you try any of these tips, I'd love to hear in the comments section how it went for you.